today's ride. I'm Kieran. I'm staying at a very posh hotel, which is unlike me. Well, when I say very posh, I mean £18 a night. We're off on a tour. We're in Nghệ An province in the northern central region of Vietnam. We're going to ride the Mường Lống. So why am I staying in a fancy £18 a night 3-star hotel? Well, the reason is hotel just there, but straight ahead is the Vinh. Vinh is the railway station. So I arrived on the train last night from Da Nang, took 11 hours, arrived 9:30 p.m. So I wanted a hotel that was close to the station, and there are a few others around here, cheap ones, but I wanted somewhere. I need to leave my bike bag and all my luggage for several days, and I thought better to stay in a decent place, somewhere I can call up and arrange it beforehand, which is what we did. I got the girl at the hotel in Da Nang to call them, and then it was no problem this morning. That was my main fear. Anyway, that's the details out of the way. We're on the road. We've got about 125k to do. It's 9:30, bit of a late start, but should be fine. Just leaving Vinh, saw this fantastic victory memorial, so very much connected to the war, the Vietnam War, American War, depending on which side you were on. And Vinh was apparently severely bombed during the war by the Americans and completely flattened. However, they did not prevail, so the North and Ho Chi Minh's forces and successors get to build victory monuments. Now, Nghệ An province, where we are, it's the poorest province in Vietnam, but it's also the birthplace of Ho Chi Minh in a little town called Kim Thien, which we're passing near. We may go and visit. Let's see how we get on. Conditions? Well, weather has been weird lately. A spell of cool, windy, wet weather. But I've been checking the forecast. It was very rainy on the way up on the train, but dry here. Forecast looks good. Right now it's about 18, 19 degrees. No sun. It's sort of perfect cycling. Not so perfect for photography and views. It seems that Kim Lien, Ho Chi Minh's birthplace, is about 2k off the main road, so adds on 4k. Once in a lifetime opportunity, I think. I'm not sure I'll be back to Nghệ An province all that soon, so let's go and see the birthplace of Uncle Ho, as he's known. Affectionately, I might add. Hi. A lot of kids around. Anyway, that's the memorial to Ho Chi Minh. Very interesting. I'm the only foreigner here, probably one of the only foreigners that's ever been here. Now we got to find the exit, loiter out, and get back on the road. Onto a little off-road trail. Now I realise I haven't really introduced the tour yet. well, I said we're in Nghệ An province, but where is that? So, if you look at a map of Vietnam, I'll put a little picture up here. So where Vietnam stops being skinny and starts to open out into the sort of the bulb of the north, that's Nghệ An province. Said to be the poorest province in Vietnam. It's the home place of Ho Chí Minh, as we've seen, and apparently various other great heroes and revolutionaries from Vietnam. The people are said to be extremely tough and hardcore, and they refer to them as Cho, which in Viet means buffalo. And look, here we have a buffalo. Anyway, so we're headed through Nghệ An province. We're going all the way west to the Lao border, or not quite to the Lao border because that's sort of restricted zone, and then heading north and then cutting back. About 600 to 700 kilometers, about 5 days, and I'll explain how we discovered this tour and whose route we're following in a minute. Yeah, at this point I have to give a shout out to a guy called Tom, who I've never met. An American guy called Tom Divers. He's got a website called VietnamCoracle.com. I'll put a link in the description below. He's not a cyclist, he's a motorbiker, but he has basically motorbiked every road in Vietnam, it seems. And not only has he ridden them, but he's documented them, and then he's come up with suggested tours with all the relevant information, you know, where to stay, where to eat, things to go and see. And it is just the most superb body of material for anyone touring Vietnam. Highly recommended. Motorbiker or cyclist, very similar. In fact, this tour he recommends about 5 days on a motorbike. I'm going to do it in about 5 days on the bicycle, so pretty much same. Yeah, I don't know if you could read, but that sign directing us towards the Dung Ho Chí Minh, which just kind of means Ho Chí Minh Road in Viet, but in the West we tend to call it the Ho Chí Minh Trail. So we're headed for that in a few kilometers, 10k. I'm expecting it to get even prettier, but for now, it's not bad. Starting to see some tea terraces now, which this region's famous for. Green tea, of course, here in Vietnam. Yeah, this modern use of the term Ho Chí Minh Trail just refers to this road, really, which runs the full length, it's got a fly in the eye, which runs the full length of Vietnam from Saigon to Hanoi, mostly in the west of the country, well paved, quiet, and very pretty, certainly the bits I've ridden. So it's if you're going to tour the length of Vietnam, certainly good stretches of the Ho Chí Minh Trail I recommend it. However, the sort of original meaning of the Ho Chí Minh Trail was actually the Ho Chí Minh Trails. Is a whole network of trails throughout Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia that Ho Chí Minh used to, well, not him personally, but his forces used to resupply, and they certainly weren't well paved. I've seen photos of them like transporting stripped down heavy artillery through muddy trails over hills. Really tough work. See if I can find a photo of that. Stopped at a simple roadside eatery. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to get anything fancy, so a bowl of noodle soup, bun, noodles, not pho, some very unidentifiable meat, salad and the usual things. My other neighbours finished their lunch and they're having a water pipe, a Thuc Lao, which is the northern tobacco that they smoke here. I might say more about that later. Well, was that the best bowl of bun I've ever had? No, far from it. Was it some fuel? Yeah, When you're out in the sticks, you know, food can be a little bit ropey, like touring in the north and that. The best you can do is sort of find a bad bowl of noodle soup, maybe a couple of other options. So, you know, food in the big cities, superb. Out in the middle of nowhere in a poor province, less superb. So the plan is to look for a homestay to live in, because in homestays they'll cook for you and you can get sort of good home cooked food. We've left the Ho Chi Minh Trail behind now, and we're on to the last phase of the ride. So for today's ride, views are opening out, limestone karst scenery is brightening up, still relatively cool, 20 something degrees, very nice, not particularly humid. Yeah, we've got about 30 something K to go. Last little bit there's an option to go off-road, so I might check that out, and mostly flat, so I think we'll be there in an hour or so. 2 p.m. now, we'll be there by 3:30. Maize kernels just drying by the side of the road in the middle of town, very Viet. Just saw a sign for a chua, like a temple pagoda, down this rather inviting road. So we'll come and have a look. I'm guessing it's up there where the coloured flags are. No entry it seems, but it was worth a look. Certainly get a look down this road. We've taken the detour for the last 10k onto the gravel road. We're going to go and have a look at it anyway. Partly because, you know me, I like a bit of gravel, but also that road back there was a little bit busy, a few too many trucks, so I'll be happy to get off it. Got to get over this river and then do a left. Not really gravel as such, just a sort of rough cement road. This is probably one of the better bits here, but very little traffic. Just a few scooters, so I'm a lot happy with that. One last little detour. We're about to arrive, we're only a couple of kilometers away, but I saw this stand of beautiful trees. I'd say one of my favorite trees in Southeast Asia. I think here they call it the red silk tree, the red cotton tree, something like that. In Latin it's Bombax saber, and they're just so pretty. Beautiful, smooth, long trunks, and they flower when there's no leaves, which is very unusual. And I've never seen quite so many of them all together before. Last few K, genuinely a bit of dirt now. Even less traffic around. I think this will bring us out on the north bank of the river where the homestays are, and then we'll just have to find one who's got a good deal. Back over the river into Kon Kung. That's the end of day one, about 130 something kilometers, pretty flat though, fairly easy. A good starting day, not hot, not wet, absolutely perfect. Tomorrow, different story. Now we've got to go and find a hotel. The homestay, I found one but there was no one there, so I think we'll just go for the traditional hotel option, see what we can find. This is what 250,000 dong gets you. Very basic. Although actually I saw some worse ones. I got a bit spoiled by that nice hotel last night. So yeah, pretty basic. Yeah, it's got some light from the window. Bed is hard as a rock, Viet style. But yeah, 250,000 is like £8 for the night. Anyway, it's sort of late afternoon. I'm going to rest, get something to eat, and that is day one done.